Good afternoon, Rowville students. I hope you're all keeping very well and dry on this incredibly wet afternoon on a Wednesday. Well, obviously, we can't be on campus right now, but due to the wonders of technology, we're still able to beam you a brilliant series from your alum. And this afternoon, I'm delighted to introduce Monica Lim, who is alum from the year of the class of 2011. Monica left Rowville, went on to Monash University studying a Bachelor of Accountancy, Finance and Business, and she was also president of the Monash Accounting Student Society, keeping very busy. And throughout her time at uni, she managed to make time to volunteer in Cambodia to teach English to 8 to 16-year-olds, and also study overseas in the Netherlands for a couple of months, one of the semesters. Her first job was with ANZ, and she's currently working with KPMG as a senior consultant. Welcome, Monica. It's lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
I hope you're keeping well in these strange times. Whereabouts are you beaming in from today?
So currently just working from home. So KPMG always do have flexible working arrangements. So we're always encouraged to work agile. But during these unprecedented times, I guess it's just recommended that we all work from home, which is quite good in that sense.
Absolutely, yeah. I think most of the world is doing it. So,
yeah.
And it's possible. So, why not?
For sure.
Safer. Is there anything you really remember about your time at Rowville Secondary or miss? It might be something as silly as particular food, but anything that stands out in your memory?
I would say probably my final year, which was probably very pivotal in, I guess, the direction I headed to where I am today. So I guess in VCE, I grew a very good relationship with all my VCE teachers. They were all very, very, very willing to always help me whenever I required to help me achieve those goals that I set for myself. I remember, for instance, my English teacher was willing to mark additional essays that I would submit to him when not required. So that, for me, that passion, dedication to their work is definitely something I remember and definitely don't take for granted.
That's a really good answer, and they'll probably, some of them, be watching this as well.
Hopefully.
Was behind your choice to go on to university and do the course you chose to do? Were they behind in part that decision? Was it encouragement from them?
I wouldn't say it was encouragement from them in terms of like they would have supported whether or not I wanted to go out to the workforce straight away or to university. I would say going to university was probably my own choice, more so because being in year 12, and I guess now, for instance, I'm totally still not clear on exactly what I want to do in 10 years' time. And I don't think a lot of people are, which is completely fine. But for me to go to university, I think it was to allow myself that opportunity to keep my options open. By doing this course, I knew that it would allow me to work at a big firm, which would allow me to, I guess, experience a range of things and hopefully lead me onto the path where I definitely know what I want to do in future.
And it probably lined in with your, natural abilities anyway for the subject. So
yeah. So in high school, I did. I leaned towards more of the economics, accounting, business management sort of unit. So that made sense in terms of my choice for university course.
Sure. And did you like the course? Was it everything they put in the brochures and more?
I think the course was good. It's pretty standard, I guess, in terms of a commerce course. So I wouldn't say it's like crazy interesting, but I think what I enjoyed most about university was getting part of those extracurricular activities. So you mentioned before being president of that accounting society allowed me to meet new people, taught me how to network in a corporate sense. It allowed me to build, I guess, valuable skills that I use today in my work. So, for example, like organizational skills, leadership skills, team building, which is extremely important. And then, also the fact that I was presented with that opportunity to be able to study overseas. That was probably the highlight of my university career. So
that was for a full semester, wasn't it? A full...
Yeah. So I think I did that in my last semester. I was gone for in total about 8 months. So I did some traveling before or after. And it was just an amazing experience being able to experience like the Dutch university life, which is very different from the Australian university life, getting to live with people from around the world. So I guess learning about their cultures, and some of them are still like my best friends today. So wouldn't trade that experience for the world.
They're a very, very friendly country, and they're very intelligent. Yeah, it's good place to go. I was going to ask you about that. So it was obviously something that in your time at uni, you as you say, you got to do a lot of organisational skills, and that's one of the things that the World Economic Forum has just listed out their top 10 skills for 2020 compared to 2015. And at the top of the list is emotional intelligence and coordinating people. Mm-hmm. They were not that well. Coordinating people wasn't on the list in 2015, and emotional intelligence was far lower down. So. These are real life skills. They might be called soft skills by some people, but they're real life skills, and I think they're invaluable. And so you obviously had a great time in the Netherlands, and also I noticed that the year before, I think you spent 2 months in Cambodia volunteering. That didn't take out time from uni, did it? That was just, I think, something you wanted to do. And did you find that? How did you find that?
So to be honest, like, I knew I wanted to work at KPMG, so I kind of knew the steps that I had to do to get there. And I know that they look for good grades, volunteer experience, extracurricular experience, and internship experience. Like, of course, you can still get in without all four, but I knew that it would improve my chances if I did all four. So keeping that in mind, I guess I wanted to do a volunteer experience across over the summer. So it was after uni, so it didn't take away any of my studies. I found that just through a friend who had previously done it. But Cambodia kind of has a close place to my heart. My parents were raised there, and then they moved over here from Australia. So I kind of wanted to give back to something that was close to home as well. But that was an amazing experience. It was actually very, very challenging. So props to all the teachers out there. So having, I guess, a class full of 40 kids just running amok, which was not too bad because I actually only did, I think, 2 hours or 3 hours of teaching each day. So they broke it up, but I was exhausted by everything.
What age were the children?
They started from, I think, 8 to 16. So they don't do classes according to age. They do it according to, I guess, skill and capability. So yeah, that was amazing as well.
40 is challenging. Yeah, I was going to say, cite me an example of something you found really challenging in, life generally, and that would be probably top of my list too. Two children is enough for me. I don't think 40 would be good, but and obviously then when you came back, you found that you were facing, the world of opportunity in employment. So ANZ beckoned, and you now with KPMG, it's quite a rigorous process to get into KPMG. And like you say, you knew you wanted to be there. You knew that they had certain criteria that they would be looking for, and you could tick their boxes. And that's that's really, really looking far ahead and, intelligent approach. Was there anything they particularly asked for that you found a real challenge, or you think that got you the job?
I think it was probably my internship experience. So prior to KPMG, I did a couple of internships at mid-tier firms that were highly recognised. I think they do look for real work experience in your resume. But in saying that, I think to get me into the internship experience, they looked for my extracurricular activities. So my presidency in the Monash Accounting Association actually got me the internship. So it all worked out well in the end. The dots joined up. Stars aligned. And to be honest, not through the entire duration of uni. Like, I didn't always have KPMG in mind. It was probably only my second last year that I really started to, I guess, make these big actions to get to where I am today. So yeah, definitely you can still have time to think about it and whatnot.
I think that's really good advice. You can change your mind and you can change direction. And particularly now, obviously now is an interesting time, and we do have just that on our hands, time to think. And what advice, if you're a year 11 or a year 12 student right now, it's pretty interesting for you. What advice would you give them about, looking forward to the future?
Well, I would say, I guess this situation is completely temporary and there's like a lot of other people in the same situation. But I guess just setting yourself a goal. So knowing that in future, this will be your goal to apply at this place, maybe will just help you work towards that a bit better. Hard work is very, very important always, but also just rewarding yourself for hard work. So, you can't always just be down in the books and whatnot. You definitely still have to commit to having a social life, and there's always like a work-life balance. So
definitely. Well, thank you ever so much for giving up your afternoon to talk to us. It's been really, really interesting, and we'd love to have you on campus when we're all allowed back. And in the meantime, if the teachers may well get to the point where they can also Q&A you into a live real session, one of the lessons very specific to what you've been studying. So that would really help students. But yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time.
No worries.